This is Priya Kale, your astrologer, and we're now moving past the Pisces full moon and lunar eclipse, which occurred on the 16th of September at about 3:05 in the afternoon. The moon is in Aries as I record this, and we're now moving to the Libra new moon at the end of the month on the 30th of September. I've written more about this in my report, as I mentioned in my last video, in my Pisces lunar eclipse report, which you can find on my blog at cosmicdiaries.com. So do read that. I've written down dates and a lot of other information there. But we're moving to the Libra new moon now at the end of the month, and there's a lot shifting within the next 2 weeks. Mercury stations direct on the 22nd just as we reach the equinox, which is the sun enters Libra. And this is always a tipping point when the days and nights are of equal length. And similarly in our life, situations start to reach a balance. That's Libra season. Also, after Sun enters Libra and Mercury stations direct, Venus enters Scorpio on the 23rd. The Sun conjuncts Jupiter and Pluto stations direct. I don't remember that date, it's on my blog. Sun conjuncts Jupiter and Pluto stations direct, and then Mars enters Capricorn, which is a sign of its exaltation. And finally, we reach the Libra new moon on the 30th of September. Of course, there are other aspects taking place, but these are the highlights. And with all these planetary shifts come shifts in our life, and we're entering very new territory now. Pisces represents all that's beyond the veil. So as this eclipse aligns, there's a sense of the veil lifting and clarity returning. The sun is still in Virgo, and with Pisces and Virgo, the axis of Pisces represents all there is and the divine consciousness. Then Virgo is that divine consciousness in the flesh. How do we manifest a divine dream here on earth? Pisces is also ruled by Neptune, and Neptune and Saturn have been in a square pretty much all of last year. And I haven't talked about that on video yet, but just to touch up on it, Saturn and Neptune have two very opposite energies. If Saturn's the container, Neptune is the water. So, and squares always ask for an inner resolution. There's been a journey of separating fact from fiction and separating illusions from reality. It's not that a dream is not possible, but this Pisces lunar eclipse is bringing us to the crux of this aspect, the Saturn-Neptune aspect that's been in effect all year. And the last exact aspect occurred on the 10th of September, right between these eclipses. So this has been a journey within to find what's real and what's true. The difference really is where a dream is something that you envision and it doesn't currently exist in reality or physical form, but you have the resources to make something happen. This is Virgo Pisces. It will take time, it will take effort, it will take dedication, it will take devotion and commitment and selfless service towards a dream. But if that's something that you really want, you can bring it into being. Illusions, on the other hand, are projections of the mind that we're imposing on reality itself. So we're not seeing reality clearly. We're taking our fantasies and projecting them on people and things and situations. And those may not always be the most romantic fantasies even. They might be more fearful ones and suspicions and doubts. But these fog your ability to see clearly, and then we're disappointed when reality doesn't live up to the fantasy. Because reality is painful to look at, but at the same time, it's not as painful as we think. It just is what it is. And you can change it, but you can't change it until you first acknowledge what is. And that's really what this eclipse is asking us to do, is to, no matter how much it pains you, to let go of certain illusions of the way you thought things were or should be. Once you start to release those and separate them from reality, and then you can clarify a dream of those illusions are telling you are actually telling you something about your dreams and about how you want things to be. And if you have a vision now, you can create it, but it will require conscious choices. I mean, you have to be working towards that effect. You can't be planting apple seeds and expecting oranges. To recognize where you've been deluding yourself or in denial of something, to acknowledge it, and then to do the work. Do the work that it takes to clean something up, clear out a situation, so you can start making new choices with the Libra new moon. Uh, and a dream is very much possible, but and you need a plan, sure, but Mercury is changing this direction, and it just means that you have to be flexible with your plans as you and be open-minded to learning, because Virgo is all about learning. We live and we learn. So as you learn more information, you will be guided and you will know the next steps to take. You can't expect to know everything in one instant. So trust that as long as you're being clear in your intentions, being clear about your goals, then you can let go of everything that doesn't serve your highest purpose and doesn't take you further towards your goals. But relationships are deepening now, and a lot that is the focus. We are being asked to work in a team to build something greater and support each other. So things are changing quite profoundly, and it's important that you keep the big picture in mind as you move through these couple of weeks. Keep the big picture in mind. It will call for leaps of faith and being able to seize an opportunity, but that's why it's more important that you're clear on what you want. The point is you're moving toward in a direction, in awareness, and not just drifting. This is an emptying out and a clearing out so that you can enter the Libra new moon and new cycle on a more balanced footing and create something new, breathe life into a dream, breathe new life into a dream. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. Um, Hopefully, I'll keep these coming and keep them short. But I'll be back with more. Do check in with the blog. I've just posted a new blog today um, covering all of these aspects and with dates. So check in with that, and I shall catch you again very soon. Ta-ra for now.